Hey everyone, welcome to Source It Up. Today I want to go over the sales for this past week. Our main store did $34.80. We had our home store do $44.97. I haven't really moved much over here. This is the cards. I maxed out last week what we could list, so I didn't list anything this week. This is just from what was already listed on there, $281. Same thing here. I maxed this out last week, so this is also residual as well, $273.51. And this, I did do one auction for a pair of Nikes, which I will show you. So total, let's see here. The total was $42.33.41 for this week, this past 7 days from the 11th through the 17th. So let's go to the other stores first. So the 11th, so these three items sold in for your house. This has been sitting for a while. I lowered the price. It sold. It was a Christmas item. I don't want it sitting on my shelf or our shelf longer than it has to. It was kind of a little bigger, so I just lowered the price to something that would sell quick. And then these two are also samples. Makeup, let me tell you something. If you see higher end, like I'm learning a little bit. I know Clinique is good. Estee Lauder is good, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, hopefully. And also, let me bump this, okay? Because I know my video, I can't see it when I'm recording the screen, so hopefully this is better. Okay, so I don't mind all the. I gotta clean my desktop. Anyway, so Clinique is good. Estee Lauder, those are the ones that I found so far, and the samples sell really well. Like this is on the low end. Last week you saw us sell some higher lipstick. You got to make sure they're new, but you can, if they're unused. So anyway, so makeup does good. You do got to be very careful. You have to be 1,000% certain that these are brand new and unused. You do not want to mess around with this kind of stuff. Especially with things you put on your face and on your body. Also, if things are cracking and stuff, that's why we take pictures of the actual item opened so that they can see. We do not use stock photos unless we're doing replenishable, but even then I like taking our own stock photos so we're unique. Anyway, next store, these sold today, so we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the one auction. These we'll talk about next week. So these are a pair of Nikes found at Savers for I think less than $20, maybe $15. Looked it up. These are really cool denim. Apparently they're rare. I started at $149.99 and went up to $152. Honestly, I probably could have got $199.99 if I did a buy it now and just waited. But certain things, I just like having good cash flow, so I don't mind. I mean, that's a good profit regardless. So it's a really good sale. And this is our Tailored Threads store. I didn't really add much to here yet. That's why there's not really many sales. I did not get to move everything over for your house and Tailored Threads. I plan on doing it. I didn't move everything else over yet. I kind of took a step back just to reassess because this was an experiment and now I'm kind of like learning from it, and that's what experiments are for. So I'm still thinking about exactly how if I want to still pursue all these larger stores or if I should just, because I have premium stores on all these, I was intending on just listing 1,000 on each, but that's not necessarily practical. I could probably keep a basic store for maybe Tailored Threads and for your house and just kind of I think that's what I might do. I do like the fact of building other stores and being able to do sell just those similar types of items, doing special deals and things like that, and possibly building email lists and things like that around these categories. Also, it would be a lot easier to tell someone or a VA, be like, okay, every single item in this store, I want you to list on Poshmark, right? Rather than saying, I want you to list only the clothing items in my store, because I don't separate things into categories. That's an extra step for every single item. Doesn't really add much value. I think having a completely other store does add value. So that's another time, another discussion for another time. Anyway, these Nike shoes, you just flip. Inside should be a code right underneath the size that you type in, just Nike and that code. This is one of them here. These numbers here is the type of shoe, and this is the style. So usually if you just type in the type, something would come up. If you type in the type and the style doesn't come up, then just type these 6 numbers. See if something comes up. You can also do that into Google as well, and to really do some good research. But these came right up. Selling previously for $149.99, so I snagged them. Okay, we have. I was doing the $5.99 free shipping thing for a little bit. I think I'm gonna take a step back. I don't know if you guys saw my other video. I'm gonna really shoot for a $40 ASP on eBay. That does not necessarily include things we've already purchased. It might be a future thing, or it is going to be a future thing. But also, I don't think it's worth it to delist and then relist things and lots and stuff. The stuff's up there. I did it with video games because I think I can auction them off and actually get close to the same amount I would if I did them all $5.99. But with books and DVDs, auctioning is not nearly as good. Only with certain books maybe, or DVDs, but I don't have those. So, but yeah, the vinyl. DVDs do good, as you could see. If you can get these, let's say at a garage sale for 50 cents or $1, I mean, that's a decent flip, right? This isn't that bad. I mean, you get this for $1, and after everything's said and done, you made maybe an $8 to $10 profit. Because Medium L, especially for this many DVDs, is maybe just $3 and change. So, and then the fees. So yeah, you're looking at maybe a close to a $10 profit for this. And so even if you saw this at a garage sale, or see a huge box of DVDs for $10, and all 3 of these came in it plus a lot more, it would be worth it. But for me, I don't know if this was all from the last video. If you guys are interested at all on figuring out, based on what you already sold, what ASP you should really shoot for, check out the last video speaking about that. I think it's a lot of math and me kind of thinking out loud, but if you guys are into that, check it out. Let me know what you think. I'm shooting for $40 plus, so something like this, $39.99 free shipping. This is an exact. Instead of selling these individually, I lot these up. I'm going to be focusing on higher end items, but also lotting things as well to make creative bundles that sell. So the thing with lots though, let's say these all sold for $15 each. This would be an appropriate price because that's $45. People are saving $5 by buying these 3 together. I think that a lot of times some people think that because you're putting these together, you can charge more. That may be the case on Amazon with certain bundles that makes it more convenient. But when it comes to eBay, that generally is not the case unless those things individually are already very desirable. For instance, a Nintendo Switch and Breath of the Wild, the Zelda. If you put those together, you can definitely, or don't they have a bundle like that already? I don't know. Whatever, just let's say Nintendo Switch and a really popular game that came out. You can charge full price for the Switch, and that maybe even add in a little cheap accessory and add 10 or 15 bucks, and those things will still probably fly off the shelf. I think that adding maybe just a few dollars extra, but the thing is, it's going to sell anyway. Just that, all of that to say that when you're lotting things, they will sell a lot better and a lot faster for most items if you take your savings by putting these together and pass that along to the customer. So I am saving time and listing fees and shipping, right, on all if I did these individually. So I'm passing that $5 or $10 over to the customer, and this sold. This wasn't sitting very long. So again, vinyl. the great courses, if you see these, usually most of these do very, very well. Kids books, even though, like, let's say garage sales is a perfect place for kids books, they usually giving those away, usually. Um, but like, these are paper thin. They do not sell individually. But if you lot them up in similar genres and types, you can get some extra money for it. New Kids on the Block, greatest hits. Oh my goodness. Um, just an example here. So this, I don't know what happened to this. We do lose things from time to time. Every time we lose something, I try and figure out, okay, how do we lose this? What happened in the process? Did we not? Was it bad? Did this or that? So we can try and prevent it in the future. But what's helped me a lot, and I almost hesitate saying this because it's kind of like gray area. But what I do is I message them and say, I'm really sorry. We seem to have misplaced your item. We seem to misplace your item. Is there anything else in our store you would like? I can even give you, up to 15, and if you really want to, up to $20 store credit for any other item in our store. Please check it out. Let me know if we can replace this, so that you don't have to deal with that canceling order or refunding or anything like that. So, and then you could just take the profit you made from the other item and roll it into this to solve this problem. So, and then what I'll put is, or you could choose to cancel the order. And so it's their choice. And so they're choosing to cancel the order. So technically, it's not a defect. But again, that's kind of gray, and that's up to you and what you want to do. And I probably should look into that further. It's definitely a gray area. But a lot of times, they will pick something else, especially if you have similar items in your store and you give them a good enough bonus and store credit. A lot of times they will accept that, and so that can reduce your defects a lot. And at the end of the day, I think eBay, by fixing the sale and by making the customer happy, I think that is actually okay, as long as because it's the customer first, as long as you're making the customer happy. But that's just a creative way to try and fix a problem that's common. Okay, I should probably make a whole separate video on that, but again, it's kind of gray area, and I'm only like tossing it in this video just as a tip, just because I came across this. But again, take it with a grain of salt. So, we're on the 11th. Okay, so I got to stop after this, but we sold a lot of vinyls, Stephen King. These were all like kind of paperback novels, but there were a lot of them we had. They didn't really sell individually. A lot of them up. Apparently, they look like they're part of the same series or from the same type of publishing time. And just a couple of the books, and that's it. Pokemon stuff does very well. This is actually a pocket guide, $9.99. A lot of this stuff will sell on Amazon. Some that don't, but so if a book scans in and it's like 100,000 ranked, but it's only like selling for $9.99, which really doesn't make it profitable at all. FBA, because they'll take most of those fees. You may only get $1 or $2. But over here you sell for $9.99, and now you're making $6 or $7, right? So you can triple your profit by selling it on eBay rather than Amazon. But that only really works with higher ranked stuff or better ranked stuff, because if it's ranked well on Amazon, it most likely will sell well on eBay. There are some exceptions to that, but you can always just type in the title in eBay and do some research. Okay. So a card store, I'm just going to scroll through here quick. Sold a bunch of cards. Now, again, I haven't listed on this store in a week, but all these $1.99, $8.99, now $1.99, $6.99, right? This stuff adds up, and it helps me pay for fees for the main store. I pay the guy who helps me do vinyls with this money. He helps list on Discogs, which is a whole other animal. I will get into at some point and show you guys what we're doing over there. We have like 300 or 400 vinyls listed, maybe more. We sold already 160, 170. It's been 2 months, I believe, something like that. So yeah, and that's about it here. But yeah, some of these cards, $6.99, And this, I scan. These were older before I got the scanner. But the scanner, as you can see, these pictures come out really well. I use File Exchange to upload these very quickly, and I can list if I don't have to research the price, I can list up to 100 per hour. If I have to research the price, it goes down to around maybe 50 per hour. But I can list 50 to 60 of these per hour and researching the price. Let's say the average was $3 of what I'm listing this for. That's that's $300 an hour. But the thing is with these cards, when you're parting this out, and when you have the expertise in something like this, it's really it's like printing money, right? You didn't the cost that you put into this, you can recoup 10, 20 fold, right? So it's pretty cool. And we're on, let me go down to the 17th because that's where we are. Okay. Again, DVD. This was cool. Anytime there's like a camera bag, I always unzip and check all the pockets. You never know what's in there. This one time I got a camcorder and I checked another pocket and there was a Walkman in there, and it just looked like they didn't take it out, so I bought that. Nothing wrong with that. I didn't, I'm not putting something else in there, but that all came part of it. And then, something like this, it came with all the accessories. It almost looks like a camera bag, but there's actually a projector and they had it for $4.99, and this sold pretty quick. This is incomplete, and we were able to sell it for $23.99. Shipping might be a little, I did some of this stuff I went through and lowered prices, maybe a little too much. Have no idea what the shipping is going to be on that. Hopefully it's not a lot, but this was, I think, $2.99. This is part of the Pokemon plush lot. Littlest Pet Shop is excellent. If you see a little bag with all these Littlest Pet Shop, make sure they're legit. There are some fake ones out there, I believe, or some that look very similar. So be careful. But Littlest Pet Shop, these individually in auctions, you can get at least a dollar each, starting at 99-cent auction. Let's say you have 100 of them, that's $100 pretty easily. So, and sometimes more. There are rare ones, and I don't have the time to look these up individually. So I just lay them out, take great pictures, and start the auction. This had an issue. I think it was a little washed out, but we only sold it for $24.99. But again, this was less than $10. This is a replenishable we have. I got, when I did the GameStop boxes, I think I got like 20 boxes, and they came with 4 of these cards each, so I have quite a few of them. I kept lowering the price, and finally one sold, so I think this is the price I'm going to keep it at. Which was, I got the boxes for $10 each. So, and this is most of it, and it came with like 2 decks of cards and like all this other stuff. So it's pretty cool. This, you got to make sure with these guitars, if they have covers, like this doesn't have the cover. Some need dongles, right? Or like little receivers. So you got to make sure that you're describing all this properly and pricing appropriately if it has it or doesn't have it. You got to be very careful with that. This was a cool backpack that I just picked up because this was a So Sick Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I thought it would be worth a lot more. Apparently this is a little more like on a new end, so they're still selling this brand new for like I think $21, $22. But it was in excellent shape. Was able to flip it for $17.99. I think I got it for like $5. So this isn't the best flip. This is an example of something where you thought it would sell for more and it doesn't. So you have to, eat it and just, only make a few dollars. Game Boy games. These are little figures. We bought a bunch of plush and figures, like I said last week in our video. Parted those out. Probably not going to be doing that anymore. I'm probably going to be putting together creative bundles, and I might split a larger lot into a few smaller bundles that are at least $40 each in value, or maybe $50 each in value and charge $40 so they sell quick. So that's really the plan from now on. The only exception to that is Pokemon cards and auctions. But the auctions are going to estimate at least $40 value or more, but I do like starting a lot of the auctions. I do at 99 cents. It builds momentum. So this is pretty cool. This is something you can ship medium mail. At the thrift store, I think this was $2.99 or $2.49 or something like that. I still have cards in here. I wasn't able to switch over everything. I maxed out my limit, so hopefully at the end of this month I'll be able to list a lot more or increase my limit. I gotta call eBay. So I did already call them, and they wouldn't really budge on increasing it yet because it is brand new, and it is what it is. So That's fine. This I had listed for a while. I was going through my store. I researched the price, lowered it, and did free shipping, and it sold very quickly. These are all 99 cents each, but they're like fishing hooks, and they're all the same thing. I got it part of a larger lot, and this is an example of turning nothing into a sale. I put them all in a picture and lotted them up. I couldn't even find these selling. I think that was this that I couldn't really find, but anyway, I just kind of made up a price for it, and they sold. These are Leapster batteries, rechargeable batteries. So when you get Leapsters, it's really annoying because some of them come with the rechargeable battery pack, so you can't really test it unless you have the recharger, which is all separate pieces, and it's annoying. So, but we had one, we were able to test it, and everything sold separately. So, but these batteries sell separately. Excuse me. So someone bought two of these actually together. By the way, this LaCroix, I don't even know. This stuff is great. Ticket to Ride. We are apparently not allowed to sell that on Amazon, so we ship it in. They shipped the it was suppressed or whatever the other one is on Amazon, so we sent it back. And this, what I did, because they're selling for about 20. So this is really, really cool. This is a great tip. This is selling for $29.99 with free shipping all day on eBay. So I put ours at $19.99 with calculated shipping because this is a heavy game. So if I'm in New York, if I'm going to ship this to California with free shipping, I'm going to get killed. It could be almost $20 to ship this thing. It does not fit in a flat rate box, and I think it might fit in the medium one, which is still like $12 or $13. I think with Commercial Plus, it's $13 and change now, I think. So what I did was okay, I'm going to do it for $19.99 with calculated shipping, and somebody who's local to me in maybe the tri-state area or they can get a deal on it. And now this is total $28.49, right? So someone's going to get it for cheaper, and I'm going to protect myself from getting killed on the shipping. So I do that a lot with heavier items where I could potentially, with the free shipping, get demolished and all my profit gone, or even lose money on things if someone in California buys it with free shipping. So on items like that, I like to do calculated shipping. Some people do complain and ask me why is shipping so expensive, and I do have to explain. But they sell actually better because someone who's close to me gets a deal, right? They save a few dollars, but again, it protects me. So Beyblade is very, very good. If you see these in lots, get them. The figure, some of the cards, like this card doesn't look special at all. It's not holographic or anything, non-holo, $12.99. This came as part of a lot. Oh, Chi is great. As soon as I adjusted the price for this sold immediately. This is the lowest these will sell for used. There's some that'll sell for a lot, but this is a desirable brand, so keep an eye out for that. Whenever I get like drills or I basically split up the batteries and the charger and the drill with the box, sell them all separately. I'll probably stop doing that with the $40 ASP thing, but you get a lot more money out of it if you separate all those things out. The batteries do sell separately. You just got to make sure that the batteries hold the charge for just a minute. Charge it, see if everything works, and then kind of just hold down the drill for a minute and see if that battery holds a charge or not, because that's kind of important. Otherwise, you'll just get a return. So this was unintended that we just took a picture of the box to start. I'm sure the pictures are in here, but yeah, someone paid $50 for these. This came out of a storage unit. We still kind of slowly selling a couple things, but I did 3 storage units and that was it. And then I stopped. It was, I should probably make a video of my experience with it. I like thrifting a lot better. As far as like or love or enjoy, storage auctions are awesome, right? But as far as profitability and time and investment, we don't have the setup to necessarily do storage units. In the future, if I would want to do them, I would probably need a separate storage place and extra money and buy like 5, 6, 7 units, throw them on the storage unit, and slowly take stuff and not put all of that stuff in our warehouse, but in a separate location. Our warehouse isn't big enough to do that. So, and that's the thing. Like if we have more space, then I can do that and slowly kind of sell that stuff off because it is profitable. But last time it was literally almost no walking room in our warehouse, and I was stressing out, and I had to like stay extra and get rid of all that stuff, and then we have to go to the dump twice, and it was big units. It looks like it's not a lot. It's massive amounts of stuff. And then some units, there was one unit we did amazing on, one unit we did good on, and one unit was like eh. And the unit that was like eh was the one that had so much stuff, and a lot of it just was garbage. So, and this was one of the items from it, along with these coach shoes. The one, I mean, I spent $500 on it, and then yeah, we made our money back pretty quick, and yeah, this is all profit at this point. But it was like literally a whole day and a half of work straight. I mean, it was just nonstop. And even to this day, there's some stuff I haven't even listed. So, this I would never recommend getting. It looked cool, so I pick up toys sometimes that look cool without looking them up, and I'm surprised this actually sold. Actually, no. This guy canceled it after. I think he said somebody bought this without their permission or something like that. So this actually didn't sell. So if you see this toy, it looks really, really cool. Don't buy it. So Dunbrook is actually not the best brand, but this had a United States vintage United States post office, and some of the jackets do sell. You got to look it up. So this sold pretty quick once I updated the price. These things do very, very well. These Zoomers, Spin Master Zoomer. There's all dinosaurs in all different colors. There's a cat that we just sold last week that I had on a video for $40. So these do very well. And again, you can probably get these. Make sure it has the controller. You can get these for $2.99, $1.99. I think that's what we got this for. This came in a part of an auction that we bought. Just trying to recoup some money. These do very well. These are all like Polly Pocket fashion interchangeable dolls, Disney and Barbie. So these are like the rubber clothes that go over the body and over the dolls. And I guess I'll click in because it's hard to see. But these, I'm sure you've seen them before if you looked at the toys a lot. They're here and there. They do pretty good. These are all like the rubber toys and stuff. And the dolls, they're like half the size of a Barbie, I would say. But this, I started at 99 cents, sold for 40 bucks. Probably got this all for maybe between $5 and $10. I thought it would do better, but it is what it is. This, I just tried to blow it out. Again, sometimes we'll buy lots of video games. It'll come with guitars. Again, now with the $40 ASP, I'm going to bundle like 2-3 guitars together with a bunch of games for that system and definitely get at least $40. So, but this has no dongle, which I put in the title. It's very important. You do not want to deal with somebody who gets it, says, oh, it doesn't work because they didn't read the description or whatever, but still you got to deal with that return and everything. It's really annoying. This I know sold last week, but the guy canceled the order, and then I upped the price from I think it was 80. I upped it to $99.99. I sold, so maybe I could have got more for it. This is actually from the storage unit as well. There were a couple real nice items in that. This is Lennox. This sold, what was that, a couple weeks, but for 70 bucks, 80 bucks. Okay, we sell consoles only sometimes, and we do it because, you gotta weigh buying wires and controllers or holding on to it when you can just list it, and these sell like very, very fast. So you can make more selling them on Amazon, complete with the controller and everything. But on eBay, I think selling the controller separately and holding on to the wires, like the wire to this is at least $10, third party, I believe. $7 to $10 third party. The official one's even more than that, I think. Sorry, talking so much is itching my throat. So I'm drinking a lot. I got my coffee. I got my other drink. Burberry's great brand. If you price it right, they sell very, very fast. I went through and I actually, I'm not sure when we listed this. Apparently, it was when we did the flat price, but that seems maybe there was something wrong with this or something. It seems like maybe we should have got a little more. But again, like, I am still learning about clothing. I know quite a bit, but there's so much more to know. I haven't even touched women's stuff, which I really want to get into and really jump onto Poshmark as well. That is to come in the future. With Pokemon games, they sell great, but you got to make sure that it saves. That's kind of an important part. There's a little battery in here that over time dies, and that's what's used to save the games. So if you ever get these, you got to make sure, test it out, make sure it saves. It's basically start a new game and save it, and then leave it. If you do it right away, it'll usually come right up. But you gotta like leave it for like 5 or 10 minutes and then come back. And then if the game's still there, then the battery is usually good. Or if you pop it in and it says continue, that something's already saved on there and you're good. This came as part of a lot. Nothing much to say about that. I did buy this thinking it would be worth more. Okay, so all Walkman sell. All CD players sell. But some sell for a lot more than others, apparently. This is one that does not sell for a lot. So I've sold sealed Sony Walkmans before for $300, $400. Sealed, they do great, and even used, I've sold 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks, just little Walkmans or CD Walkmans. But again, some sell great. They all sell, but this is not something I should have picked up. Here's another one. This is an example. These letters here were all cracked. All right. It was a really cool hoodie though, so I picked it up. It was like $5. Sold it to 30. It was a pretty good flip. Excuse me. A bunch of miscellaneous stuff. This is a cool lot here. These are really annoying to find. I think I showed last week on how to find the Pokemon figures or what the names of them are. You can just go to Google and type in Pokemon picture chart, and there's a website that comes up. So Wii controllers, white Wii controllers without the Motion Plus, we can't sell on Amazon. I don't think either the listing is not good or it's old, or I forgot exactly, but we used to not be able to, or it's not worth it. Anyway, you get about $10 to $15 per piece for these. Probably could have gotten a few more dollars, but this sells very fast. Lotting up controllers, and then we send the console only to Amazon. There's a listing for a replacement Wii console. It does pretty good for us. This was not selling very well at all, even though it's complete on Amazon, so we popped it on here. This sold, crown holder. Had this for quite a while, a few months, but it sold for $99.99. Not bad. Pair of Nikes. Again, look in the label, type in the numbers here into eBay, and check out what it's selling for. This I repriced, and it sold almost immediately. I repriced and retitled it, and it sold very quick. So I was very happy about that. The Shipley and Halmos sweater. Again, when I did research on this, the brand sells brand new for a lot of money. Right, but the secondary market's not very good. But this was a very unique. So if you see a brand that's decent, but you have a very unique piece, I would still pick it up, and you could probably get good money for it. Okay. Shopkins are great in large lots, right? Large lots are sealed stuff. Sorry, guys. Really itchy throat. Here's another item. I was going through my store and I updated a lot of pricing and titles, and this is another one that sold almost immediately. We had it up for like close to 100, but then I looked and these were selling new for 100, but ours was used, but technically it was new without tags. So I updated it from used to new, lowered the price, immediately sold. Got this at Goodwill for $10. Okay. Bunch of video games here. We got books. So these were from library sale, book sale. Got them for $1 for a big box of them. They just want to get rid of them. They were selling blind boxes for $1 each. So I just bought like 4 or 5 boxes. Put them on auction. Sorted them by, you got to put X library. Sorted them by fiction. I think this is just a random lot. This is mystery novels and so on and so forth. Some of them didn't sell. Some of them sold, but the rest will eventually sell. I was trying to get them for these. These were great last time, but this time they're all mixed. Like these are the great courses, but the thing is with this is this might be part 1 of 6, right? So there'd be 6 of these, and this came with just random parts from different courses, which is really annoying. So without, unless you have the complete course, it's not worthless, but its value goes way down. So cleaning out my garage, I found this. It was not listed. I'm like, what the heck? So we put it on auction, and $43 was found in my garage. Pretty cool. And this lens was scratched, and this isn't in the best condition, but it was decent. So, and we noted that, took good pictures, and shipped it off. Nice Pokemon card here, $9.99. Leapfrog stuff does great. Some of these you can sell if you're approved on Amazon. You can sell them used. They sell well on eBay too. They sell for a lot less on eBay though. So if there is a listing that is well and you can sell it on Amazon, I would do that. This looks like it's worthless, and it sells for $27.99. The black version of this, there's a black one that looks almost the same. Sells for double this, like $50 used. It's insane. And it looks like just like a little kid's toy, but it's it's a karaoke mic, so pretty cool. Here's another item that we had mislisted as used, but it's really new, unused condition, because this is never really sealed, I don't believe. But these weren't used, so I just updated the title, did it new, updated the price. This is first class, updated shipping, and I sold immediately. This is something I wouldn't get again. I thought these were worth more. Some of the Everlast gloves are worth, but apparently not these ones. This is a little Pan Am pin. Now, Pan Am pins, not all of them sell. There's some like captain-related ones that sell for a lot, but the stewardess and like lower or just general ones don't really sell for a lot. But Pan Am stuff, a lot of the vintage stuff that's more obscure and rare, Pan Am posters and things like that, sell for a lot of money. Ink always does well. Bought this as part of an auction with a bunch of other sorry. Oh gosh. The bunch of other, forgive me guys, with a bunch of other ink. I gotta have you know what? I think I have some cough drops right here. I'm not sick at all. I just have this itchy throat. When I talk so much, it's really dry out. That's what it is. I'm sitting next to the heater here. All right, here we go. So these started good. I always look them up on Amazon, because again, if this was selling on Amazon in a good rank, I have the controller. I can throw some AV cables with it. You don't need a box. You can just bubble this well or ship it in just a regular brown box. I would not ship it into Amazon separately with a label on the side of it, on like eBay box or like a box with letters on it. Buy a brand new box. I usually have a lot of different sizes of brand new boxes, and I would put this probably in a box to ship it to Amazon. I'd put a label, the actual Amazon label, on top of the box, and then I have other labels that say do not separate, so they don't open that box up. They look for that label, and Anyway, never have really had a problem with that, but ask me any questions you have about Amazon with that. I am on Instagram at SourceItUp. Also, you can go to my About tab on the YouTube channel and email me there. These are a bunch of Star Wars figures that do not sell well individually. Loaded them up, added calculated shipping. They're pretty good. This, I wish it was complete. It sells for like 60, 70 bucks on Amazon, I believe. It was missing one of the discs, so I sold it here, and this actually sold very quickly. Here's Lego minifigures. So there's 21 figures, and it sold for about $21. So, you know, I'm counting the shipping in here. So, and this is first class. Minifigures are great. If you see them, you'll get at least $1 each. There's a couple minifigures I'm listing now that I had for a while. I've been saving Legos and stuff. I finally went through some. There's a couple I'm listing for like $40 each. So there are some ones, and they're really annoying to look up. So I only look up the ones that I know that I can find quickly. Otherwise, I just take really good pictures and lot them up and put it on auction. So this is the box and accessories only. Sold for $24. Just the box and a couple accessories. So don't underestimate collectible stuff, boxes. I have on my Instagram, I just shared about a couple Pokemon binders I got. Just the vintage binders, 50 bucks, 60 bucks, just for the binder in good condition. Jack in the Boxes, some sell for more than others, but I would check it out. This is $1.99. It's a $17.99. It is first class. Again, this is not something I would get anymore now with my $40 ASP rule. Power Ranger toys, some sell for more than others. This was decent, but gotta check out those toys. If you see any cool types of electronic weapons, I would look them up. Some more ink, and FootJoy is great. I think there's another one where I adjusted the title and price this week when I was doing that aggressively. Sold immediately. We still got quite a bit left. This Krups, Krups is a good brand when it comes to kitchen appliances. I would look it up. These the Espresso Mini came in the box. This is a little more older. Great condition in the box. Sold very well. $59.99. Got it, I think, for 10 bucks from Goodwill. Here's another Leapfrog factory. Here's an example of something if it wasn't complete, it was missing a letter, sell it on here, you can still get a lot. This probably we should have sent that into Amazon. Plush do well too. You got to look them up. Here's a Minecraft one, $18, got it for $1.99. These we got from the book sale for 10 cents each. I had a couple of them. There was a whole shelf of them. And it was like towards the end, and I'm like, I'm not even going to get them. And I wish I did, because that's probably a few $100 shelf that I passed up that I could have got for like a few dollars. And yeah, the same person bought both of these, so I saved on shipping. But they did get 15% off. Another example of a Walkman that, you know, it's profit, right? And they sell very fast and very well. But the price is just not there. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. Now the Pokemon figure, Scotch and Soda is a good brand. Not great, but it's a good solid brand to resell if you get it at the right price. Here's a way to make like paperback novels actually sell. Lot them up, similar author, similar genre. Bunch of cheap items, like I don't even want to. It's like I'm so watch this past video I made, the ASP one, if you're interested, right? If it's interesting at all. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. But real quick, I'm just thinking of how much time we spent listing these, and after when everything's said and done, we make $2. We had, and I'm paying people to take photos to list, then a VA to actually physically list that on eBay, then to pick it and to ship it out, and all of that for $2. Like, I'm just thinking, and I'm like, it's one thing if I had like unlimited storage, but we're running out of storage, and this is something where you could put this with 20 or 30 other games and it would still sell, and you'd still get over $1 for each one and do a fraction of the work. So you really got to think about things like that. I'm even tossing the idea around of selling everything under $40 that doesn't sell on Amazon locally, and doing like Let Go and Facebook aggressively, and really, because I have the warehouse location, and really kind of utilizing that to have people come to us and buy things at a cheaper price and do wholesale deals and things like that. I'm really entertaining that idea. I kind of like that. Here's one that does sell on Amazon, but I like selling things on eBay that would be acceptable on Amazon. So this is worn pretty bad, but it works, and it's in decent shape. But you see here, this is cracked off here. It's just in acceptable condition, and I just prefer to sell those on eBay. For some reason, I know they could sell on Amazon, but there is a line and a limit that I have to the quality of stuff that I would want to sell on Amazon. Because a lot of times, I know you can add photos, but we don't Inventory Lab. I don't even know if it lets you in Inventory Lab. I think it does, but we just don't have that all. Actually, it does, but we don't have that all set up, and it's to take the photo, to upload it, and then put it on a computer, and it's just a big pain in the butt. But again, just even thinking about that out loud now, it's like, well, you got to list it on eBay, right? And then you got to store it and everything. Might as well have just done that on Amazon. That's actually great, though. I probably should just do that from now on. Thanks, Frank. I do that a lot. I like talk out loud and think out loud and then figure it out on my own. A couple things, bread and butter stuff. But again, not again, but last video I was talking about 13% of our items, which are $40 plus items, is 42% of our sales. So if I just increase this a little bit, right, $40 plus items, we can kill it. I basically did, instead of our ASP is $21, so if our ASP was $40 and we sold the same amount of things, instead of having 6,800 in sales, we do 13,000 in sales. So that's a huge difference. Okay, 29, and that is over 2 weeks, but that's not including other stores and everything anyway, but that's how I figured that out. Anyway, so Woolrich is great. This is a vintage Woolrich camel. Would have sold for more. It had a little hole in the sleeve, so I discounted the price, but it sold very quick. This is cool. For some reason, I don't even remember ever listing this, so I can't really tell much about it, but it's a slot car, $40, sold well. This is an example of a vintage Pokemon. Like, this is even curved a little bit. It's not even like in great shape. It's in good shape, like not really used, but it curved from just, time. It's plastic, it's thin plastic. But anyway, so for $28.99, it's just a cool thing. People like to collect it, and yeah, bought it in a lot, and it came with cards. And when people look at that, they only see the cards, they don't see the accessories with it, I feel like. So keep an eye out, learn your niches. I'm not saying learn Pokemon cards, but there are so many niches like that that have accessories that if you know a little more about what things are worth, generally people jumping into that or just doing it, on the side or as a hobby, don't necessarily think about that. So the FootJoy sold. FootJoy sells very, very well, especially now coming into the spring. They're going to sell very, very well as golf starts picking up, or even comes on the radar at all. Couple cards. Okay, we're on March 12th. We got 1 day left. So this is a Kingdom Hearts plush, $1.99, sold for $15. I picked this up. I didn't even recognize this guy at first, but I knew it looked cool from either a video game or anime. So I picked it up, took a shot, After everything's said and done, it was $21 total. And so here's what I do. If I feel like this wasn't a pound, but maybe it was. But if it wasn't, we still ship it priority anyway. If we say priority and we made the mistake, we're going to ship it out priority anyway. Sometimes I'll do first class. If it's free shipping and it's like borderline, I'll do first class. And then if it's priority, it's free shipping anyway. It's calculated in. I'll just upgrade them for free. So, I mean, even if not for free, I mean, you have to do it anyway. But I like to err on the side of first class with free shipping. Calculated is a different story. You really need to know exactly. Okay, Air Hogs is good to check out in toys. Another toner, a cool Guinness shirt. Picked this up on the St. Patty's Day rack. They had all green and white shirts and stuff like that. Got it for a few bucks. Again, this is not stuff I would necessarily get now with the $40 ASP thing. You know, I mean, it's a good flip. It's a solid flip. But I'm really, really, really rethinking. Amazon FBA is awesome for any type of profit, right? It's so easy to list and ship it in, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. With eBay, you really need to make it worth your time for the space you have and for the time you have. It's so much more time consuming, and to list a $100 item and to list a $20 item takes usually the same amount of time. So I'd rather list a $100 item. But my plan is to source twice as much, which is going to be a challenge, and I'm going to have to take my son with me a lot of the time, but I'm up for it. I'm at least going to give it a good shot and see how it goes. So let's see if we have any other items here. Let's scroll down to okay. So I'll start from here. So here's the 11th. Couple figures here. We had these for a while. I think I delisted them, or actually no. This is one of those that I updated the title and the price, and they sold very quick. Oh, this wasn't last week. This was this week. So here's the Zoomer kitty thing. There's the dinosaur, and then, oh wait, no, that dinosaur was he a Zoomer too? Anyway, this $40. This was like $2.99 or something, under $5. So very cool. This came in a storage unit. These are all glass, porcelain, very fragile. So this had to be shipped very, very carefully, which it was, but it was $115, so very well. Toner, some of them, like this, looks like it would sell great, but some of them don't. And Peter Millar used to sell for a lot more, I thought, but maybe it's a saturated market, or maybe it's not as popular anymore. Clothing, I'm still learning the trends, and a lot of people are jumping into reselling, and some of these brands are really taking a hit. So anyway, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week for another video. Hopefully this week for some thrift hauls. I know I haven't been putting up as much. I've actually been taking a break off sourcing for a little while to recalibrate and update old listings and go through massive amounts of backlogged inventory that I have in my house, in my garage, and at the warehouse that I did not realize we had. And I'm finding thousands of dollars worth of stuff, which is great. And it's kind of been nice, just kind of cleaning things out. So hopefully I'll be back sourcing this week, and I will bring you guys some more thrifting videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great night or day.